Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over my endless runner called Rainflowers and how I did the endless running technique. Okay, so first of all, let's play the game to see how it plays. Okay, so all you are is just a character running on some tiles platform, and it just loops. And so that's the beginning of this endless runner, but it will go on forever. So you can keep running in this game forever and ever, and it will never stop. Okay, so let's see what I did in order to achieve this. So first of all, we can see my scene right here is it consists of just this. So we have the background right here. We have these kind of areas defined right here. And so first of all, let's go over the parallax background, because that's the easiest thing to do, is just use Godot's built-in parallax 2D node, and then you set up how many times you want it to repeat, and so that will repeat forever as long as you keep going along that path. And so that's pretty easy for this parallax background. And then I had to write some code in order to get this endless tiler to work the way that I needed it to. So first of all, let's look at these tiles ground right here. So if I zoom in here and toggle it on and off, you can see that that square right there represents this tile ground, and I have 5 of them. And so this tile ground, if we open up this scene right here, is this tile ground. It has a tile map layer with these grass tiles on it. And I've set this up to be the platform where the player can run on. I have one little flower right here. I have this biome that says what kind of weather is going to happen in here. So if you've seen my other video, go check that out, Godot weather, and that's all about weather. And then I have this current biome area, meaning when the player enters into this, that's the current biome about what's happening in the environment in the player at that time. So this is just the tile ground, and I'm naming it tile not as in tile map or tile sets, but as in tile scenes. So if we go back over here to this level right here, you can see I have 5 of these scenes of tile ground right here. And what's going to happen is on initialization, it's going to put you in the middle of where the middle tile ground is. So from the beginning, tile ground 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it's going to find the middle, put you in tile ground 3. And then when you leave that tile ground, let's say you move to the right, it's going to grab this left one and move it over to the right one. And then you're now in essentially tile ground 3 or tile ground 4, but this tile ground 1 is moved to the 6th position. So it kind of all evens out right there. And so if we take a look at the code right here, so the node is called tiles, and you set up a width of how wide is your scene. So my scene tile ground is 320. And then it's going to export the width and the camera so that it can find where in the camera you are relative to where the tiles are. So it knows how to position everything. Okay, so when it first loads up, it gets all the tiles under this main tiles area. So it's just going to make an array of tiles. Then it's going to sync the tiles to the camera view, which all it does is it grabs the view bounds local, which is this get viewport rect, and that's a Godot function, which grabs the viewport, and it grabs the view size, and then it finds the view bounds local. So then once it has that, it knows where to start with the view bounds. Okay, and then it's going to call this layout tiles function, which all it does is it goes through all the tiles that it has found and it positions them. So tile.positionx equals the starting index plus the slot times the width. So that's going to position each one of the tile scenes in the correct order. Okay, and then in the process, it's going to say if we have moved it all. So if we're not moving, if we're just idle, we'd have no reason to check this and move these tiles around. So if the last view center local is equal approximately to the current view center local, then that means that it hasn't moved, the camera hasn't moved. So then if it has, then it's going to come down here and it's going to shift forward or shift backward the tiles that it currently is. So if you go to shift forward, it's going to say the move tile is this kind of ring head where the edges of where the stack of tiles are. So it's going to grab that. It's going to grab the start index, the tile count times the width, and it's going to move that tile. And then the same thing with shift backwards, except it's going to do the opposite calculations. Okay, so that's all that this is it's just finding where you are in the world. It has an array of tile scenes, and then when you start to coming to the bounds, there's a buffer of extra tiles, and then it just moves that, so it's an endless effect.